Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's think what I wanted to do in the previous part. I wanted to start the Darwin and Dickens conspiracy. Now, this is part 15 of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I'm still doing random side activities. After rewatching certain videos, well, first of all, I rewatched some videos from my previous Assassin's Creed Syndicate playthrough. And I actually realized that I said that those Dulip Singh missions were kind of long, and they felt definitely longer than some other missions like Darwin or Dickens or something. And it's because that's just a wild guess, but I think that's it. Because Dulip Singh missions are not considered as a DLC, but I suppose I can call them mission pack or something like that. I need to check it on Wikipedia to confirm it. I'm not sure, but yeah, Dulip Singh missions are definitely it's like those are additional missions. A lot of these missions they feel like just random mission packs, which is, it feels like it was an experiment for Ubisoft, because this they never really made things in this manner. Because if you look at it, we have Darwin Dickens conspiracy, and these are mission pack as well. And we also have a Dreadful Crimes mission pack. I don't know whether we can consider World War I missions mission pack, but for some reason I feel like Darwin and Dickens conspiracy is a mission pack. Whatever, I need to verify the status of all these things on Wikipedia to confirm or not. This is why, Dulip Singh missions were kind of long, because that was I feel like in the very beginning, the very first Dulip Singh mission that we do might be just a random mission. They added him as one of the characters, just like Darwin or Dickens or something. But then they eventually decided to kind of develop his story, and what they did is that they added those additional missions. I might be wrong though, that's just my, as I said, wild guess. Just a theory.
young friend, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but I need to ask a favor of you. A delivery awaits me at the docks. A very rare orchid, all the way from the island of Madagascar. But there is a problem. One of my associates wants the flower for himself. He sent ruffians to collect it, if you can believe that. I need you to collect it for me first.
When we saw that kind of message of briefing, or I don't know how can I call it, they mentioned that it's a downloadable content or something like that. I think Darwin and Dickens conspiracy might be the content that we got for pre-order in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I need to check it. I'm not sure. That's how Ubisoft tried to make us pre-order the game, by adding this. They always add such things. You know, some additional missions or something. Ooh, that was close. I remember we had something similar in Assassin's Creed Origins, and I think in Odyssey as well. But I know that in later Assassin's Creeds, Ubisoft was or maybe I'm wrong. I wanted to say that they added, instead of adding missions, they added some kind of sets, because Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey are RPG-like games. They added some kind of sets for you instead of adding missions, but I'm not sure. I might be wrong. It's actually possible that we had some additional missions. Maybe I just missed them. I didn't particularly pay attention. Or maybe they're just not clear. Or maybe they didn't even add them to Assassin's Creed Origins. Whatever. I'm speculating. I don't know.
Everything you need to survive the streets. Right here. Right into an early grave. The very best of luck.
Ah, thank you, my young friend. Thank you. This little orchid may seem inconsequential, but it holds secrets which could potentially change our very understanding of the world. It would have been a shame to lose it. Shame indeed. Thank you.
Our mutual friend. I will finish Darwin and Dickens conspiracy in this part. I think it's only 2, 3, or 4 missions or something like that. It's pretty fast. I will also try to finish World War One events. So like that, we will finish this to quests, mission packs, something. In this part and in the next part, I will try to play. I will try. I will play. The Dreadful Crimes, but I feel like the Dreadful Crimes take quite some time, so it's possible that I might separate them into videos. I think they last longer than 3 hours, 2 hours. I mean. You see downloaded content. Create a friend, Mr. Dickens and Mr. Darwin.
Ah, my dear Darwin, do you think our young friend here, equipped with a multiplicity of talents, might be enough to ensure Mr. Hammond safe passage?
I do not believe I've had the pleasure of meeting a Mr. Hammond.
A mutual friend of ours. He arrives in London today.
From South Africa, no less.
Mr. Hammond is possessed of both tremendous wealth and charming innocence.
Which makes him rather attractive prey for some of our great city's less savory inhabitants. We fear he'll need a more robust escort than 2 old men might provide.
I'm actually rather busy.
We have already told him to expect you.
His train should have arrived 10 minutes ago.
Then I shan't keep him waiting.
Splendid.
Off you go.
Off you go. That's very British to say that. You can almost make a list of things what British people say. Off you go. Lovely. And other things as well, which I obviously I don't remember.
Mr. Hammond, I believe?
That is correct.
Evie Fry. Mr. Dickens sent me to meet you.
Now, good old Dickens. How very kind of him. Lead on, then. Good day. London. Can't say I missed the weather. My father passed away recently, and I have come home to settle his affairs.
I like your togs. Care to trade them?
Test my bright sincerity. Officially dead and have thus shed my fortune. I shall meet Bella Wilton as a nobody. We shall see if she'll have me now. Come, we must dispose of my body. Find us a carriage to take us to the river.
Something that I wanted to say and that I...
Work! How exciting! This is like something out of a novel.
Something that I wanted to say and that I didn't say. It's the fact that the previous part was pretty
That's it.
buggy. The game crashed 2 times. And I rewatched that video, and that's, or more like we had several lags or bugs, and then we had several crashes, and it really felt weird.
Go on.
I don't even know what to think about it. But well, let's hope this part is not going to crash.
Whoa there.
Stay in my village. On my mother's grave, I didn't want none of this. Please don't leave me. Don't hurt me anymore. I swear I won't come back. I didn't come to London for an hiding. Oh God, I only came to see the Queen and the sight. Don't hurt me, please. Don't get me.
Excellent. Now let us go and meet my fiancée. I can't wait to see her response. I feel quite liberated, as if a great weight has been lifted from my shoulders. After this, just to be sure, would you take me to my fiancée's house? I shall deliver the sad news myself.
Don't you think that's a little risky?
She has never set eyes on me. Besides, I need to ascertain whether I like her as well. And I want to see how she reacts to the news of my death. Come on, hurry up! This is taking far too long.
It looks kind of funny when such a gentleman jumps on walls, climbs them.
Yes.
My name is John Rokesmith. I'm afraid I have some terrible news for you.
Oh?
Your fiancé, John Hammond, was found dead in the River Thames this morning.
Oh, how awful! Poor Mr. Hammond. I am at a loss at what to say to you, sir. You must forgive me.
She is delightful. Why, I do believe I love her.
I hope she's more intrigued than she is appalled.
That's a pretty weird test, to be honest. Like, let's hide and make an announcement that your husband is dead. It makes me think about those weird kind of TV shows or just YouTube shows. For example, there is a TV show on YouTube, or no, I think they blocked this this TV show. They blocked this channel on YouTube. The name of it is To Catch a Cheater. I think it was popular like maybe what, I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that, and people were basically testing their husbands or wives or girlfriends, boyfriends, with in this TV show, basically TV show. I always want to call this. I feel like it's a very typical format for a TV show. This is why I always want to say a TV show. And so basically, if you expected something, I don't know whether it was scripted. There is actually a high chance that it was scripted. I don't know. It didn't follow that show. I wasn't a Vivid fan, so I think I watched a couple of episodes, but that's it. It's not really my type of shows. And Or maybe a couple of dozens or something, I don't know. It was so long ago. I just remember that at some point I saw a message that the show was closed. I wasn't even subscribed to the channel, but I saw it in YouTube recommendations or something. And so basically people were testing their boyfriends, girlfriends, and they were sending fake people. They were sending people to kind of flirt with the target and try to seduce the person to take his or her number and or social media or something like that, and maybe send some photos and try to lure them into an, I don't know, apartment to have sex with them or something like that. And this situation with this guy, it makes me think about that show, where basically instead of just being a normal decent human being, instead of, for example, avoiding saying that you have some kind of money, you can just say, well, if you're lying anyway, if you're lying saying that you are not that guy and you are his, I don't know, bodyguard or his friend, or just you're just some kind of a messenger, and you go to that girl and announce her that her husband is dead, then in such situation, because you're lying in any case, then the question is, why can't you just kind of lie about something else instead of making all this drama and make her feel weird? Because there will be consequences, obviously. She will feel weird about all this situation.
Move it, you stupid animal!
And that's it. Why not kind of, maybe not even lie, but say that, well, I'm working somewhere on some kind of I'm a clerk or whatever. So just imagine random story and say that I don't have much money. If you care about her being materialistic, that she might be with you only because of your money, then just say that you don't have any money, right? Besides, even if you speak with her and you don't like her, you can say her that, well, that didn't work. What's the problem? Why can't you just be transparent and say that I don't think that it's going to work between us, and for this and that reason, I think that I don't particularly like what you do, or I think that, I mean, you don't have to be 100% transparent. You can just say that I don't think that it's going to work between us. I realize that we have different values or something like that. Well, it depends on people, right? But in any case, it feels less weird than just imagining a random story where your husband is dead and you just want to look at her because you have never seen her. It all feels so rather complicated for such a little thing. If you could just make things differently, normally.
Cupid and I require your services. You remember that young lady I was engaged to marry before I faked my death?
Here now.
So I could see what sort of woman she was? Well, I have good news. I'm now in love with her and I want to marry her after all. And I need you to help. I have a rather artful plan. You, playing the part of a ruffian, will kidnap her. Then you must bring her to where I am waiting. I shall leap from a shadowy corner and beat you to a pulp, thereby saving her life and winning her heart.
Have you thought this through?
I
Now, put me down somewhere insalubrious, and I shall ready an ambush for you. Somewhere in Lambeth should suffice.
He's completely insane, seriously. I wouldn't want to marry him if I were a girl.
Slow down.
It makes me think about that mission in The Witcher 3 where Dandelion was trying to win some girl's approval. I don't remember the name of that girl, but I think her father was rich, and so she had quite some money, and Dandelion wanted her to finance their cabaret, or whatever the name of the Rosemary and Thyme theme, whatever the name of the location.
There you are. Easy.
This'll do. Looks rough enough. Off you go and nab her. She's at Waterloo Station, I believe. Oh, and make sure you play your part well.
Yeah, and Dandelion basically had the same plan. Well, let's let's make you an attacker, and I'll be a superhero saving a damsel in distress. It's funny. Well, the funniest thing is that I'm playing as Evie, I'm not playing as Jacob. It would have made more sense if I played as Jacob, but I didn't switch characters. And also the fact that this young lady saw Evie when Evie was near that old guy, because they arrived together. So it feels kind of weird. Not a single infiltration point. I mean, well. I can switch characters, right? Right. Wow.
You're coming with me. I don't want to hurt you.
Stop! Help!
What's happening over there?
What is going on over there?
Oh, I made
Unhand
a
me this
mistake.
instant!
Gracious.
What is the meaning of this?
Try to understand. Sir, he's only one man. I can't even ask him to address the issue lest I risk it.
This is terribly inappropriate.
I wonder if anyone's been killed. What's this all about? What's going on?
If we make for a peculiar pair, you'll be found out in no time.
Looks like there's been a killing. Maybe two.
Is there nothing I can say to make you release me?
Looks exciting.
I'm not sure where to go. That's the problem.
What's going on over there? What the hell was that?
What's going on there?
That looks like trouble.
Unbelievable prices.
True, I'm afraid.
What is going on?
Never met a bookmaker.
One of the best deals in all of What is that? All the rockets? Big discount. Looks like positive. I was getting bored. Can't see the What's all the rockets? What on earth is going on over there?
I don't like the sound of that.
What's happening over there? Teddy.
What in the blazes is that about?
Something going on here?
I have no money, you know.
Let's
I
see
shall be
what's
sorely
going on
disappointed
over
if you
there.
think you shall profit from this. Why are you doing this?
What's all that?
Can you not say anything? I demand you explain yourself at once.
What's going on? No good will come of that. You mark my words.
Help! This brute has abducted me!
Brute.
Unhand her, ruffian! I shall save you, madam, for I am John Hammond, your fiancé. Olga! Take this, you rogue! Take your punishment! Clearly, I am your better. Take this, you rogue! Take your punishment! Clearly, I am your better. Take this, you rogue! Take your punishment! Clearly, I am your better. Take this, you rogue! Take your punishment! Clearly, I am your better.
What a happy coincidence that you were here to save me.
Wasn't it? And if you will allow me, my dearest Bella, I shall forever be by your side to protect you from this day forth. Come, my dear, let us be gone from this terrible place, and I shall explain all.
I'm
Yeah.
certain Mr. Dickens and Mr. Darwin would like to know of their friend's good fortune.
What an interesting coincidence. It honestly feels like he's 12 years old or something. But well.
And so all's well that ends well. Our young lovers are united at last and will soon marry.
I, too, hope to meet a man who will fake his own death and arrange my abduction just to see if I can be trusted.
And by the looks of you, they really hit it off.
I must say, it's all rather exciting. I do love these sorts of tales.
It all feels strangely familiar. I wonder why. We should drink to John Hammond and his unconventional idea of courtship.
Indeed. To John Hammond, our mutual friend.
Let's see. What else do we have? And that is the end of Darwin and Dickens' conspiracy. That is... Okay, we can say it was fast. I think those were kind of two, as I said, two additional missions for pre-ordering Assassin's Creed Syndicate. But I just don't know why they named it Darwin and Dickens Conspiracy. They didn't really do anything particular. They just told me, they asked me to help their friend. So I'm not sure why. That is weird. Why they named it Darwin and Dickens Conspiracy? That's an interesting question. I can't find an explanation. Well, that was fast. It's no big deal that it was fast, but yeah. Whatever, let's make World War I missions. We will play, if I remember correctly, we'll play as Lydia Fry. And that is actually something interesting because Lydia looks very similar to Evie in a positive way. They still look different, but you kind of want to assume that she's her maybe granddaughter or something like that. But apparently Lydia is Jacob's granddaughter or something like that. And it feels weird because... And it feels weird because...
we have met before. Perhaps not.
I am not sure how it works. Like...
You search for an artifact. Let me show you the truth.
How can she look like Evie while being Jacob's granddaughter? Maybe I don't understand something.
Come closer, Cypher.
Maybe that's not how genetics work.
Perhaps we have met before. Perhaps not.
But I'm very
You
confused.
search for an artifact. Let me show you the truth.
Are you there? Your readings are going haywire. Or get out. You have to get out.
Hello. In the past, you hunt for one of my artifacts, but I come to you today to speak of the future. Follow Lydia Fry. She will lead you to me.
You see, she looks Okay, she's not identical to Evie, but she looks similar to Evie. Now the question is, how is that possible if she's granddaughter of Jacob? Jacob didn't look like Evie. I have a lot of questions.
What's the position of the second wave?
1 hour away, at most.
Don't worry, it's just the generator acting up. I'll see to it.
I should have listened to my mother and become a Let's look together. It's a shame I detest animal cruelty. Ah well, a Templar's life for me, I suppose. I see!
Stop right there!
That's not very polite.
Even in these trying times, we must never forget the laws of common courtesy. Arms down. We appear to have been following the same trail, Miss Fry.
I got here first.
Indeed, you are to be commended. I fear, however, that we have not wholly rooted out evil in this vicinity.
There's another radio.
Accompany me, if you would be so kind. That second device must be found, or new waves of Zeppelins will soon blanket the heavens.
Short on soldiers, are we?
If you could put your considerable talents to good use at Tower Bridge, you would have the thanks of a brave but beleaguered nation.
I would settle for the right to vote.
Best keep an eye on her. Now, miss, that's enough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those are British soldiers. Kind of killing them, maybe, I don't know. It's not the best idea. And then I'm still killing them.
mention of a radio. Where is it?
I was thinking about throwing a smoke bomb, but well, I was thinking I should have just acted.
Come on then. After you.
Too late, assassin. London will burn.
I'm getting closer. The radio's close to the river, but I need more than this.
I think it's said that in certain situations
Clever. The radio's in the bridge itself, North Tower. I should drop by and say hello.
I think it's said that we don't have the same possibilities or opportunities or ways to interact with the environment as in the Hitman series, for example. Because right now, if you need to steal the information, you're kind of limited. You have a smoke bomb, you can either kill people or you can try to do something with a smoke bomb. You can really be creative.
See that woman there?
So it feels pretty limited. In the when we were still in the second information, second documents, something, whatever they are, on the bridge. The bridge was basically flooded by guards, but you can't really do anything with them. Wow.
I know what we've been told, but this still don't seem right. You've got to look at the big picture. This berries.
I don't want any part.
Wherever in my line of sight. Stop attacking her one at a time!
It is done, sir.
Let us postpone celebrations. One of the bloody blimps has broken through. Not to worry. I have a contingency plan.
heartwarming sight, Miss Fry.
Your remarkably armed boat deserves a share of recognition.
One of my experimental projects when I was Lord of the Admiralty. I haven't always been a man of shadows.
And I suppose this victory will thrust you back into the limelight.
We may have struck a blow against the enemy, but London is still riddled with German agents. Currently, there's a new group, unlike anything I've seen before. Theirs is a fanatical, almost religious fervor.
And you believe I'm the woman to flush them out?
Indeed. I dare not approach Mr. Asquith without firmer evidence, but I believe they pose an immediate threat. If you concede to this, I give you my word that once I've battled my way back into Parliament, I shall see if something can't be done about your request. As you are aware, a vote can be far more lethal than a bullet or a blade.
She got an interesting outfit. I don't know whether I like it, but it definitely looks very 20th century like.
Once I walked the earth as you do. I was born to the Illuminat caste in the city of Phaon in the year 2195 of the Isu era. Now I travel the vast corridors of your machines, adrift here within the gray. But I grow stronger. The world is nearly ready for my return. And so I have summoned you to this war-torn simulation to tell you a story. It is our story.
Well, let's see. Human voices are very interesting, but we have different representations of what we consider to be young and old. I don't know how to explain it, and we do not decide what kind of voice we will have when we're kids. So it's yet another, it's a little bit like appearance and some qualities and stuff. It's a very random thing. I feel like there's some kind of a randomizer that decides what we will have in the future. So I'm not saying that this voice is bad, but Lydia's voice sounds older than she looks. She looks like she's 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, something. While her voice actress is, she sounds like she's, I don't know, 40 maybe or something like that. 35, 40, 45 maybe. And it feels weird because that's not how she looks. And it creates this perception problem. I don't know what can I call it. But that's... Evie's voice doesn't surprise me. I'm not going to say much about her voice, but I don't have this feeling that her voice is 40 years old. While Lydia's voice, it's a very... It doesn't fit her. She's young, and she sounds like she's 40. That's weird.
I hope you like my new office, Miss Fry. As you can see, my informants have found some promising leads. Evidence of spy activity has surfaced around the field hospital, St. Catherine's Docks, and the Tower of London. I needn't remind you how crucial it is that we put a stop to these infiltrators.
Those are the missions? Zeppelin raid. So we need to liberate boroughs the same way as a normal Assassin's Creed Syndicate, right? Because I don't really remember. Well. It said that Lydia is, they gave her the perks of Jacob. So we have only 15 throwing knives instead of 30. Throwing knives are really practical.
Hey, someone get up! Neither I nor hear of her.
She's an intruder!
I once loathed the very sight of your kind, in the same way you recoil in the presence of an arachnid. Humans were created by we who came before, the Isu. We crafted you in our image, but deprived you of our true gifts. You were bred for hard labor, and in extreme cases, war. We built great observatories to monitor you, devices to control you. We blessed you with resilience, but cursed you with ambition. And so you rebelled against us. I suppose we are to blame for the state of your species. Is it any wonder so many of these simulations revolve around violence?
Is this thing transparent? Or is it me? That's weird. I feel like I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate to find bugs. But well, I remind you, just in case, that there are quite some bugs here, but I feel like they are less frustrating than in Assassin's Creed Unity, for example. The overall experience is still fine. You can at least play the game. You don't have the texture problems the same way you have them in Assassin's Creed Unity. I feel like Assassin's Creed Unity is literally the bottom of the ocean. You can go deeper than Assassin's Creed Unity. It can be worse, so you always compare everything to Assassin's Creed Unity. If it's not worse than Assassin's Creed Unity, then I guess it's okay. I'm not sure that this scale of comparison is actually a good one, but well.
Back you up, Miss Fry. She's having a little bridge. Good. I'll cover you. See you again. Someone's up to no good.
Feel it coming.
As our people clashed, we became distracted from an impending doom. A coronal mass ejection from our angry sun. The greatest minds of our time assembled to prevent the coming disaster. Among them, forthright Minerva, proud Jupiter, beloved Aita. We spent years locked away in the Grand Temple, attempting to find salvation. The others could only think of physical solutions. Yet I believed the only way to save us was to transform us. Inspired by the research of the great scientist Consus, I attempted to place Aita's mind into a stronger synthetic body. I failed, and my beloved died in my arms. The others shunned me.
World War One sequence feels like more like a Juno story rather than World War One, because we are making all these missions to in the end just listen the Juno story. Feels like they didn't know how to implement Juno in the story, because we see her in the last video when she's liberated, and they decided to make this kind of missions and implement her this way. Where can I plant false information? I'm not sure. No yellow places? It's not like we can swap documents, right? So there should be some kind of an additional interaction. Maybe I just didn't find it.
The rock girl is here!
Oh, this feels like a mission.
We believe one of the spies is posing as a nurse in the nearby facilities. She has been taking blood samples into odd-looking cubes and delivering them to an unknown accomplice. Perhaps you will be able to spot them during one of these illicit rendezvous. Good luck.
It almost feels like a reference. Those he said something about cubes. It feels like a reference to Assassin's Creed 4, where Torres, right, they were looking for observatory, and they were trying to collect blood samples so they can track people. And it feels like a weird little reference because observatory was lost and kind of abandoned by both Templars and assassins, or maybe those assassins in Caribbean, they're protecting the observatory, but Templars are not really looking for it anymore, apparently. And so I'm not sure what's the point of all of that. I'm not going to drop anything, I'm just going to shoot them. Or at least I hope so. Nope. I mean, look how practical this thing is. It's just amazing. What's the point to make a side mission if you can just shoot them with a berserker dart and let them do the thing? Man, I love this thing. And it's sad that we don't have it in Assassin's Creed Origins or Odyssey. What's also fun is that we have this shooting dart, right?
All of our efforts came to nothing. In the year 2306 of the Isu era, the sun unleashed its fury on my once great civilization. I perfected the work of Consus and made it my own. I salvaged Aita's brilliant essence and inserted it into the DNA of your rebellious kind. I sent him into the unknown future to be reborn again and again. I returned to the Grand Temple. I shed my physical form and entered the Grey. But stubborn Minerva and foolish Jupiter discovered me and sealed me inside. Entombed, I waited for the day when your technology might allow my return. That wait is nearly over.
Cockham merchants. I'm actually asking myself if they added this dart thing shooting, whatever they name it in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Why didn't they add some kind of a... Because in any case your glove allow you to shoot. It's a multi-purpose thing. You use your hook to climb buildings fast. You can shoot with poisonous darts, and you can also use your hidden blade. So it's a very multi-purpose glove, and it's practical. The question is, why didn't they add something similar to a shooting hidden blade, like in Assassin's Creed Unity? If you add the poisonous dart, why not add or berserker dart, or whatever they call it, hallucinogenic dart? I think that's it. Why couldn't you add something to shoot to kill people? Maybe not a hidden blade, but maybe some kind of thing as well that allows you to kill at least low tier enemies, maybe. And maybe not brutes, maybe not overseers or whatever they are. But normal enemies, why not? Even if they're level 8, 9 or something. Because it's really practical. Or more like, hypothetically it can be practical. Because realistically speaking, in Assassin's Creed Unity, Hidden Blade was absolutely useless. The Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade is a shooting hidden blade. So to differentiate them, they added another name. So Shadow Blades, not only you couldn't replenish them, but also you were not able to kill main targets with this thing. And I'm asking myself a lot of questions. Why even add this tool if you're not able to just eliminate your target like that from afar? Because it's really practical. You just sit on some kind of a column or whatever on the roof of the building. You just point at the target, you shoot, and that's it. The target is dead. But no, in Assassin's Creed Unity you can kill the target this way, but you need to approach in any case to kind of finish the target. That really felt weird.
Miss Fry, I believe I'm quite getting the hang of this espionage business. This one should be of particular interest to you. One of the spies currently detained at the tower has been making some rather fanciful claims about a brotherhood of assassins, no less. You may want to silence him before he causes you and your associates undue trouble. Consider it my gift to you.
Oi! She shouldn't be here!
I was lucky, I suppose. I got lucky. Wow.
I just want this over with.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Whatever, I'll just kill him by myself.
Oh, you don't! We have a visitor!
Where does she think she's going?
Don't let her get away! Don't let her chance!
Sorry for that.
We need not be enemies. I intend to build, to transform your age into something greater than you can currently comprehend.
Is that the end? We don't have any missions anymore, right? Except for maybe Zeppelin raid, but I think that it's just a random side mission. For some reason it feels like it's unfinished. I don't know what you think. Or maybe I just missed something. But it feels like we liberated these boroughs, kind of. And then that's it. look, we have another mission.
This one's yours.
I suppose it means Zeppelin raid was part of this World War I quest. Because I'm not sure I remember doing it in the previous part. Maybe I skipped it. Who knows? The last time I played it. That's what I mean.
Miss Fry has uncovered the location of the sinister cult of spies plaguing our streets. You know your orders, lads. Follow her lead, and let us rid London of this menace.
The choice will definitely be of interest to you.
Follow her. Imagine them climbing roofs and things, you know, and following Lydia. That must be funny.
These documents could well win us the war.
They're terrified of a few bombs. Soon
These documents could well win us the war.
He never suspected a thing.
So very peculiar. What are they after? I don't know why they keep secrets from us.
What's she doing here?
My beloved calls to me. You will not keep me from her. You won't keep me from my beloved.
Did you see that? Amazing. She just climbed in through that window.
My beloved.
Excellent work. The ringleader is dead, as are his bizarre disciples.
Is that it then?
Well, there is still a war on.
Then we both have our own affairs to attend to.
Know that you have done a great service to your country. Thank you.
Runic Mayan cane sword.
The man Lydia Fry killed was my husband, Aita, reborn. Known in your time as a sage. Thank you for discovering his fate. His pattern will be added to my own. Perhaps you believe, as other assassins before you, that it is your duty to work against me. But consider this. It was an assassin who freed me from my prison. I am no longer she who lies in wait. I am the mother of wisdom. I am the nexus of flesh and machine. I am Juno. And if the greatest assassin of your generation can see things my way, then perhaps you can too.
Well, I suppose now it's over. I think I saw some Zeppelin raid, but you see it's income, it's not a quest. But I'm not sure why I need that income. If I have chests here, I can open chests. And what are these letters from the front? Do I need to... I think I just need to deliver them, nothing really interesting. Well, let's see. Let's make one. Let's find one. And see what they actually want us to do. Dear Lazy, Dad is still far away on his grand adventure, but he misses you very much and thinks of you every moment. I know you wanted with all your heart that I should be there for you for your birthday, and I wanted it too. I hope you like the present I sent. Hold it tight when you go to sleep. That way, I will be closer to you. You must do everything Mommy tells you, and must study hard at school and make me very proud, as I know you will. Already from your letter, I can see how nicely you write and how very clever you are getting. I have made a new friend here who likes to write too. His name is Wilfred, and he spends much of his time writing poetry. If you're a good little girl, I will ask him to write a poem for you. Would you like that? With all the love in the world, Daddy. Sergeant Michael Parrell was killed at the Battle of the Somme the following month. I bet these letters... I'm not sure, but my wild guess is that these letters might actually be real letters from World War I, and Ubisoft just decided to kind of implement them this way. Maybe we can find even more letters, since we get nothing to do. I suppose it should be more or less fast. We can try to read them. It wouldn't surprise me if these letters were true. And some people will say, well, it's a nice little touch. Attention to details. The problem is, I feel like they haven't explicitly pointed at this thing, and so I suppose people, because we're flooded by this helix glitches, chests, letters, and other things, especially in the main game, I think that a lot of people might skip these letters, which is not good, I suppose. They are meant to be read, right? April 1915. Dear Uncle, I am recovering quite well from my wounds, so the doctors tell me. There is still such a thick air of dejection in the hospital, and we all remember the friends we have lost, and in what a futile effort we lost them. The sins of Dardanelles will haunt us for many years, I expect, though I was pleased to hear your news from home. Churchill deserves much worse than to be cast out of the Admiralty for the mess he brought us into at Gallipoli. Gallipoli? I don't know how to pronounce these names. If, if as you say, he is making plans to see the Western Front for himself, then no doubt his recklessness will bring him graver punishment. I look forward to sailing home once I am sufficiently well, and appreciate your offer of a post in Westminster. I intend to do you proud, and to endeavour to win this war from the officers of London, since I could accomplish so little here. Your faithful nephew, George. Lieutenant George Featherway had a short career as a politician and prospered as a businessman after the war. That's interesting. What else do we have? For some reason, in English, it's not obvious this situation with lieutenant, or I don't know how to pronounce it, and lieutenant. Oh, like, I think in American English they don't use the lieutenant, because I think initially it's a French word that is used in British English, but it's not used in American English. And they pronounce it in a weird way. I think they say, no, I think they write lieutenant as well, but they pronounce lieutenant? No. I'm not sure, I don't remember how they pronounce it. But I think the pronunciation is different. And so it's a very weird situation, because if it's a French word, then why are you not pronouncing it in a French manner? I mean, lieutenant or something like that, but you say lieutenant? I don't remember the pronunciation, that's awful. But like, you say croissant something in American way, but it still sounds similar to the French one. While with this lieutenant situation, feels weird. Dear Father Spencer, I'm writing to you because I don't wish to unburden myself because I don't want to wish to unburden myself on my family, and you have so often been a source of spiritual solace. It's true I haven't always been the most diligent churchgoer in town, but I left for this war with prayer in my heart, and your words when last we spoke have been ever present in my mind. It can only be God's grace that allows me to write to you now, with so many of my companions suffering a worse fate. You may have read in the papers of the fighting happening by the river Somme. Somme? Where is that even happening? However terrible their accounts and however alarming the number of casualties reported, nothing can come close to describing the horror of the battlefield. All I remember is the noise and the sliding of my boots in the mud as I ran. Only it wasn't only mud, Father. It wasn't only mud. Once I fell and lay in it, mercifully unconscious. I woke to find something heavy weighing me down. I lay there for what seemed like hours, too afraid to move, until someone pushed the body off me and so I still lived. How can such things happen in the world, Father? And how are we to bear them? Stephen Bennings. Sergeant Bennings returned home weeks after the Battle of the Somme and was diagnosed with shell shock.
Curious. I wonder what that's about.
No, 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 no. I don't know what were they thinking when they implemented these letters. When they placed them in when they place them in forbidden locations. Where can I even find this thing? It's not a spy hunt. It's not a spy hideout. It's not master spy hunt. So where are these letters? You have perks. I didn't even know you have all these things. But you see, it's practically impossible to have them. I finished the game and hijack a police carriage. I just, ride in shotgun. Wow. Slightly decreases the noise caused by assassinations. Well, I'm very disappointed. Encyclopedia? Collectibles. No. Present day? World War I. So we read this letter? We read this letter? We didn't read this letter. Dear Katie, I want you to know that I'm well and still in the north of France. The photograph you gave me is a constant source of comfort. No matter what is happening around me, I can look at the picture of you in your parents' garden and feel the warmth of the summer's day. I haven't forgotten my wow. Wow? Whoa. I don't know how to pronounce that. Soon I shall return and we shall be married, and all this awfulness will be forgotten. I ask you not to read the accounts that are appearing in the newspapers in the meantime. They will only worry you without cause. Think of me as I was in our last day, standing at the station in my new uniform, and know that the train that will bring me back will not be long now. Your ever-loving Christopher. Corporal Christopher Alban was killed in battle 3 weeks later. Well, I'm actually asking myself whether it's a good idea to read these letters because they feel kind of sad. Well, we collected letters. We finished the main story. this Zeppelin raid is a source of income, so it's completely useless. So I'm not going to do that. We have some other letters, right? Or wrong? We don't have anything here. We don't have anything here. We don't have anything here. We have one letter over there. And we can't fast travel there. And we have another letter over there. And another over there. We have 3 more letters left. We can read them probably. And that's it. And it will finish this part. I didn't synchronize, like, literally anywhere. No, I think I synchronized over there somewhere, no? On the bridge. At least once. In the end, I think these letters are... Yeah, we have a lot of collectibles. They feel interesting. It feels sad that we're not really... that Ubisoft added so many collectibles that we actually... I missed these letters in the previous part. And... it was just a absolutely random idea that I had today to in this part to read them, so I suppose a lot of people skip them. People who are not collecting everything, who are not trying to complete the game for 100%, which is I feel like it's the vast majority of games, or majority of games, because in the end, in older Assassin's Creed, we were flooded with these collectibles, and at some point it starts to feel just overwhelming. September 1915. Dear Mother, just wanted to let you know that we have arrived at Lobos, way at the top of France. We're not making jokes about the name now that we're here, and everyone is very nervous while we wait for the order. Everyone tells such grim stories, and every day you hear something worse. I think you are right, and that it was a very silly thing to do, coming here and lying on the form like that. But if you tell everyone that I'm only 17 and that I should be sent home, everything will be alright. Ask Reverend Farrell, and he can talk to the right people, because I'm really not supposed to be here. I want to come back. All my love, Francis. Private Francis Kelly was reported missing a week later. His body was never recovered. Well. That's pretty sad. Imagine sending young people, young boys, to die like that when they're 17 or something, and they have whole life. They have a whole life to live. They have a full life to experience. They have a life in front of them, and then suddenly there is a wall that blocks them from experiencing this life. And they are sent to die somewhere. December 1914. Dear Alfie, how are you, old chum? It seems like years since I left for France with the lads, but it's only been 2 months. I know in the past I've teased you, Alfie, but that bad leg of yours is a blessing in disguise. The truth is that you haven't missed out on any great excitement. Maybe at first it felt that way, but the longer things get on, the more this feels like a terrible punishment. It will be Christmas soon back in England, but not out in these cold and wet fields. This week we have dug out a new trench, and we all joked that we were digging out our own graves. We laughed, Alfie, but I wonder if it wasn't the truth, and that we all knew it. Your chum, Gerald. Private Gerald, or Gerald, I don't know how to pronounce it. I want to pronounce it as in the Witcher way. Gerald from Rivia. Gerald, maybe? Private Gerald Collingfield returned to England and spent the rest of the war in a military hospital. PTSD? We have 2 letters left. War is really a terrible thing. It's just, and it clearly shows that war is not something that we should do. We do it all the time. As humans, for some reason, humans are really... What a weird situation we're living in. What a weird world we're living in. Because people die in wars. People's life ends. Or, for example, when they come back from wars, maybe they are alive, but they are in the state of plants. They witness so many deaths and so many things that it broke their mental state, and they just cannot. They are waking up in with those, I don't know, because of nightmares, because of explosions, and any kind of loud noise affects them. It's really an awful existence. So it clearly shows that war is something bad. It should never happen. We are constantly making wars as humans. But I feel like the biggest problem of humans is that humans are following orders instead of disobeying, instead of trying to understand the logic, trying to find arguments why you shouldn't do that. People obey because, well, it's government who says that. And governments, rulers, kings, or tyrants, emperors, they make wars to enlarge the empire. And it's always kings and rulers who fight. But it's always normal people who suffer. Because kings, in the vast majority of cases, they are not participating in fights. They are only giving orders. And it's really a big problem, because normal humans then are... normal humans face consequences after wars. Some don't have legs, some don't have other parts of their body, some have post-traumatic syndromes or whatever. The full name of PTSD. And it's just so wars. It clearly shows that wars. It's not something that should happen. It's not normal. Yet at the same time, when we don't have any wars, and we have kind of peaceful cities, and things start to, and people, when there are no wars, people don't know what to do. People start to make weird practices. People start to believe weird things. Because of this freedom, because no one touches you, because there are no conflicts, there are no wars, I'm taking a very specific situation where there are no wars and there are no inner turbulences inside the country. So when everything is fine and there are no problems, people start to practice weird things. For example, the vast majority of cities, if you look at, I don't know, Babylon or ancient Mesopotamia, I'm always giving this example, but you can, it's kind of, it's just a symbolical example. But we also have our modern cities. Like, I don't know, you take any city, New York, Paris, London, just about any capital or big city. People are doing weird things. There are different clubs where people do weird sexual practices. I see that a lot of times in a lot of different situations are related to kind of weird sexual practices or something like that. People also start to practice weird rituals, or they start to participate in different secret societies or something like that, visit different places. Some people even start to take some illegal substances because people don't know what to do, because this freedom drives people crazy. You take, like, I watched a bunch of documentaries this past few days about prostitution in different countries in the world, and it's just this pattern of for example, prostitution being available everywhere, no matter the country. It really feels weird because I watched about Istanbul in Turkey. Turkey is not as strict as some northern North African countries that are way more into Islam than Turkey is. But Istanbul is completely flooded with prostitution. Dubai is, I don't know, how can you call it, a hell on earth or a paradise for those who like such things. Dubai is flooded with such things as well. I watched another documentary about Seoul, in the capital of North Korea, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Of South Korea, I'm sorry. And there's prostitution there as well. It also exists in China. China, which is kind of, oh no, China is controlled by government. There are cameras everywhere, and government controls everything of Chinese lives. But still, it exists there as well. I'm not even speaking about European cities. Amsterdam, for example, the famous red light district or street or whatever. I'm not sure. So it exists everywhere. And why it exists? Because people don't know what to do in their lives. People are freedom, too much freedom, starts to drive people crazy, and they start to practice weird things. And I only watch documentaries. I mean, I'm speaking about prostitution, but as I said, there are a bunch of different weird other weird practices, like, I don't know. Some people, I watched some documentaries about some weird churches in America, for example, where people practice weird things, some kind of magic or rituals or something like that. And there are so many things like that happen in the world because we don't have any wars. So I just don't know how to feel, because it feels like a very almost an impossible situation. In wars, young people die without any reason, and even not young people. People's lives are being ruined on wars. Yet at the same time, if we don't have wars, people are ruining their own lives by doing weird things because the freedom drives them crazy. And what to do in this situation? What is this perfect balance where people are not making any weird practices, yet at the same time people are not killing each other? I don't know. I really don't know. February 1916. Dear Becky, your brother Andrew has asked that I write to you as he is presently unable to do so himself. Please don't be alarmed though. He has only the most superficial of wounds and is recuperating nicely. He would like me to tell you that the injury was incurred during a daring one-man incursion into enemy territory, where he defeated half the German deployment while escaping with mere scratches. I feel I should succumb to the truth and tell you instead that he accidentally set off his rifle while polishing it. Luckily, the bullet only grazed his arm. He hopes you are well and that those damned Zeppelins have failed to deliver their bombs anywhere near Bromley. I certainly hope to meet you one day, as your brother has told me so much about you. Until then, I remain your faithful servant in Andrew's right hand, Peter Sterling. Both Corporal Andrew Fellows and Corporal Sterling were killed months later when the vehicle transporting them was hit by mortar fire. Well. Or wait, maybe I synchronized. I'm not able to fast travel. Fast travel is not a bird. It's those two arrows. Whatever, I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't synchronize. Let's open the last letter and it will be the end of World War I sequence. This is okay. When I say I don't know what's the solution, I feel like the only solution is following biblical principles, where people will actually treat each other the way they want to be treated, and they will do good things to each other, and they will follow certain rules because we need rules in our society. But obviously, the vast majority of people are not going to do that, unfortunately. So Bible is the solution, but no one wants to follow biblical rules, unfortunately. April 1916. My dearest Emma, I don't know if you received my last letter, and I hope that finds you and Harry well. The last week has been very difficult. We marched over 12 miles before we found the old trench, and almost right away German shells started to hit us and shake the earth. Never was I more frightened in all my life. Every night I prayed for you both and see your faces when I close my eyes. Never forget that I love you. Terence. Lieutenant Terence, or Lieutenant? Terence O'Connor returned home at the end of the war. Well, that's great. We have a couple of good stories. 3 or something, or 4. And I suppose that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I have found all the letters. All other things are kind of useless. Chests and Alex glitches are definitely not going to add anything interesting to this game. So I suppose I can maybe try to check whether I synchronized or not. But I suppose even if I didn't synchronize and I found all the letters, it means that they are available without synchronizations. Or maybe I synchronized. Yeah, okay, so it means I didn't synchronize. I have fast travel now. That's great. But as you can see, we didn't discover anything new. And we don't have anything. So there is no point to synchronize over there and maybe in some other places as well. Kind of pointless. Oh yeah, you see I synchronized over there. But not on the other side. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I found everything interesting in this sequence. So I can stop here. So this is the end of part 15, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll continue very soon with the dreadful crimes.